it doesn't sell when I remember, I'll just keep dropping the pipe. Oh! What? I just fucking ID'd this? Hello. We are slowly approaching day 5, just under an hour out. And I got the Headhunter. So I spent a lot of time over the last 2 days, like non-stop farming. Thus why I just didn't even bother making the update yesterday. Because I figured I would just be telling you guys the same thing I said in the day 2 update, which is I'm gathering currency, I'm farming tier 15 waystones, and I'm doing a lot of Abyss and Breach stuff. So I figured I would just combine the 2 updates into one video, and now that I'm in possession of the Headhunter, it makes more sense. I still have some filter updates to do because now that I'm juicing a little bit more, there's more screen clutter, so I'm making constant passes. I've been running into this. There's been like network issues all morning, unfortunately, so my game is super stuttery. It's not my connection, it's not... I've swapped around to a few servers, so I'm not 100% sure. It's probably GGG side somewhere, I don't know. But it comes and goes. But yeah, it's like this is like a PoE1 bow build with Headhunter. It's it's pretty simple and straightforward. I'm really excited to have done it. I didn't do it in some record time or anything like that, but it's been like a really fun grind because it's been years since I like really did a belt grind in trade, so like probably 2 years. So it was a really cool experience. I guess I'll talk about what I did. Disclaimer, I'm not like recommending either build stuff or farming strategy stuff because I don't know what the best optimized routes are, and I don't want you to like lose or waste your currency on something if it's not super optimal and you're gonna have a bad time because of it. I'm just gonna tell you what I did, and what you do with that information is up to you. So I blasted Breach, I did all of the Abysses, and I converted currency. Like it's actually kind of that simple. There's a bunch of crafting that I did, which probably accounts for maybe a third. It was maybe 15 or 16 divines worth of currency that I got from crafting and selling mid-tier bows and quivers. So I made quite a bit, which it took some risks with like exalted orbs. There's a couple things I chaosed, and there was definitely some currency that I probably wasted along the way or lost along the way in pursuit of making some of those items, but overall I think it was worth because I wouldn't have made the profit without a couple of those risk items. Yesterday was probably my largest jump in character power and build power overall, with a few items that I'm going to talk about now that I ran that map. That map wasn't super juicy. There's way juicier stuff I could do now with the Headhunter. But let's talk about some of the stuff that I put on and what it's done for the build and yada yada yada. I think I have a clip for the bow, and if I do, I'll try to insert that here. But I was trying to make a big GG bow, and I almost hit it. I was so close to hitting it. So I got T1 lightning, T1 flat fizz, T1 attack speed, and so I went ahead, I used the omen that guaranteed an abyss mod to be prefix, right? And then I used a second omen, which allowed me to reroll if I didn't hit the modifier I wanted. And obviously I was looking for % fizz, which I didn't quite hit. And on the reroll I hit T7 hybrid, which this was still a damage upgrade, especially with the 2% fizz runes. If this had hit like T3 or better, like just straight % fizz, it would have been a massive bow. And I probably would have just saved up more currency and put in the additional arrow runes instead. Because I believe there is a rune that you socket into martial weapons for additional proj here. Let me go ahead and pull it up and see. I found this out last night while I was going through and selling all of my stuff, because the liquidation took a long time. Yeah, bows fire an additional arrow. So putting 2 of those in would be super juicy, which I would have done if I had a high percent roll, which that's like in the future. That's in the future for upgrading. But I got this bow and it was better than what I had, so I plopped this baby on and it's felt pretty good. I ID scrolled this gold amulet, which is disgusting. T1 life, T3 rarity. It's got energy shield, all res, rarity suffix, and like it's got everything I wanted. I lost some spirit from my previous amulet that I had to fix on the tree. So I've grabbed quite a bit of rarity. So what do I have here? I have 47 here. I have 10 on the ring, which puts me at 57. Math is hard. 67, 72. So I have 72% increased rarity right now with my current gear setup, which is freaking awesome. And yeah, I guess I go over the rest of the pieces too. So the helmet I think has been the same. I might have improved the helmet since the last one. I've got some chaos res on it. Bow is probably not going anywhere for a while. T2 fizz, T1 lightning. It's got some cold. And mana on kill, of course. You need mana on kill somewhere. Rarity ring. It's got double res, life on kill, life, and a big lightning damage roll. The fire res ring is just like shoring out my resistances because I was in desperate need of fire res. Body armor hasn't changed in a while. I went ahead and vol orbed it, but this could be like greatly improved. This is one of my weakest pieces of gear currently. I've got boots with 30 move speed, an okay amount of evasion, chaos res, yada yada. And of course these gloves I got yesterday just dropped on the ground. I didn't even know they existed. But they dropped on the ground, and I was looking at them, and I'm like, this seems kind of insane in a game where penetration can't naturally take an enemy below 0% res, so I popped these babies on, and it allowed me to swap some stuff on my tree to get even more penetration. So if an enemy has like 20% res or less, then they're getting just penned down to -50, which is kind of disgusting. I've got over 70% with tree and gloves, so this is a huge damage multiplier. And of course the Headhunter. One of the biggest quality of life things I finally just thought, which I should have had for days, was the Thawing Charm. You don't really have a choice. You kind of have to run these because getting frozen on this build is just, it's not okay. Like you can't play the video game. So I grabbed this. I got a rarity charm set up. That's all of the gearing. I can show the tree. You know what I'll do? Like, here's the tree. I didn't get my final ascendancy yet because the lab is stupid. Ascendancy points are stupid. I want to get my less damage per tailwind, but I don't care enough to go through the annoying slog just yet. Here's where my tree is. I don't care if it's not quite optimized. The tree fits the purposes that I have. This is a time loss jewel that I got from something earlier in the league, from one of my ascendancies. Earlier when I opened a gold chest or something with a golden key. It's okay. It gives proj damage attack speed to stuff in radius, which is nice, and duration of ailments. Like this is a pretty good one, or at least pretty good in comparison to what else I could put here right now. Yeah, this is the tree. I'm not crit based yet. I'm only level 92. I'm only level 92, so there's a lot of stuff to gain there. You can see my resistances are currently botched because I put the Headhunter on. This is what I was rocking before. So I think I'm going to put the POB in the description if you really, really want it. I don't recommend playing my version of the build. I'm sure there's way better, more optimized versions, but if you have POB2, I don't think the gems have been added yet, unless they were added today. I haven't checked yet. But even if they haven't, I can set up the config to show generally what the support gems would do if you're curious, and you really need to know that. Here's the Atlas tree. I went ahead and grinded out some of the breach stuff. I just went for the density for now. The final points that I'm going to be getting is going to be in Sustained Siege, which I will get today because that's going to be huge, as I'm blasting now. Shrine stuff, rares, as much increased effect on Waystones as I can. Unstable energies. I want these nodes. I looked at this node. I imagine this is like a flex node, which is kind of awkward. But like, I guess I could grab this when I go into a swamp and water biome map, which I imagine it says on the map before you go in. Oh, it does. Okay. So yeah, I can set that up today too. There's plenty of corrupted areas around me that I can path to. Yeah, there's like here. So there's another Nexus I could do. Probably after I finish recording this, actually. So my currency tab is pretty barren now that I've liquidated nearly everything. So today I'm going to spend most of my day just chilling and grinding currency and blasting in as juiced of content as I could do. I'm going to try to make some more gear upgrades so that I can start pushing like 6 mod maps more consistently. I've been running 4 mod plus 1 abyss mod that I can control to try to get the amount of rarity I want, which is like 70-80% rarity before any modifiers from the Atlas tree. So I'm probably going to be running those, restocking on some currencies, because there's some crafting projects I want to do. All of this gear can improve now that I am no longer just selling everything as fast as I get it to afford the Headhunter. I can start working on pieces and probably grab some more rarity, actually. I kind of had a vision for like 150 to 200 rarity on this character, and there's a lot of damage I can still gain, and hopefully proj. 2 additional proj would be insane. The 3 proj on Lightning Arrow is okay, but when you get the Headhunter mod that adds like even just 2 additional arrows, when you have 2 additional arrows, it already feels incredible. So trying to get either a better bow and then get the additional proj runes, or just get the additional proj on the bow, is definitely in the future, I think. So I'm going to keep blasting today. It's all going to be live on Twitch if you're interested. And I mean, if the network issues keep up like this, then maybe not. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. And there's some other builds. There's 1 or 2 other builds that I kind of want to make in PoE 2 before I leave this league behind. I don't want to talk about them just yet, but it'll be down the road. It'll be after making improvements to this character. But look out for some interesting, different stuff, hopefully, in the future. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.